Snow's tiny paws pressed against my chest as she curled up, her purr vibrating like a soft motor under my hand. I whispered, "You know you're the only one who really gets me, right?" She blinked up at me with those silver blue eyes, the ones that made people stop and stare. "Don't look at me like that," I laughed, scratching her chin. "You're making me feel like I actually matter." Snow purred louder, and for a moment I believed it. Evenings were always like this. The house quiet, the world shut out, just me and her. My phone would buzz sometimes, messages I ignored. I didn't need anyone, not when I had Snow. The moment I pushed open the door, the silence hit me like a brick wall. "Snow?" I called out, tossing my keys on the table. No soft paws padding toward me. "No answering meow! Snow!" My voice cracked. I hurried to the bedroom, pulled up the blanket, looked under the bed. Nothing. "She's just hiding," I muttered, forcing a laugh. "She always comes when I shake the food." I grabbed the bag, shook it hard. The sound echoed through the room like an accusation. "No, Snow." My chest tightened. No, where are you?" I tore through the apartment, bathroom, closet, balcony, empty. The silence was so loud it made my ears ring. I stumbled outside, calling into the night. "Snow, come here, baby! Snow!" My voice echoed down the street, desperate, breaking. The porch light next door flicked on. Mr. Harper stepped out, adjusting his robe. "What's with all the noise?" "My kitten," I gasped. "She's gone." "Did you see her?" His face stayed blank. "Haven't seen any cat." Mrs. Harper appeared behind him, arms folded. Her smile was too calm. "Cats wander. Maybe she ran off." "She doesn't run off," I snapped. "She never leaves the yard." Mr. Harper shrugged. "Then maybe she finally did." I shook my head hard. No, someone took her." Mrs. Harper's eyes glinted in the porch light. "Are you accusing us?" "I'm asking." My voice rose. "Did you take her?" Mr. Harper's jaw tightened. "We don't have your cat. Don't pound on our door at night throwing accusations." "I'm not accusing," I whispered, then louder, broken. "I'm begging. Please, if you have her, give her back." "She's all I have." Mrs. Harper tilted her head. "All you have? That's sad." My knees wobbled. "Don't do this, please." "We don't have her," Mr. Harper repeated, slower this time, like speaking to a child. "Now stop disturbing us." "I heard you," I said, my voice shaking. "I heard the way you talked about her before. You wanted her." His smile froze. "You need to calm down." "Calm down?" My fists pounded the doorframe. "My kitten's gone, and you're standing here lying to my face. I can feel it. You took her." Mrs. Harper stepped closer. Her whisper slid like ice. "Even if we did, what could you do about it?" I froze, breath caught in my throat. "What did you just say?" Her smile widened. "Nothing." I said nothing. "Give her back!" My voice cracked, raw and desperate. Please, I'll do anything. Just give her back." Mr. Harper's expression hardened. "You're pathetic." He slammed the door. "No." I pounded again and again, palms stinging. "Open the door! Give me Snow! She's mine!" Lights turned on in the houses down the street. Curtains shifted. Voices whispered. But nobody came. Nobody cared. I pressed my forehead to the door, whispering, "Please." "She's all I have." Silence answered. I stumbled backward, legs trembling, staring at their closed door. Their windows glowed warm, as if nothing had happened, as if my whole world hadn't just been ripped apart. The night swallowed me. I staggered into the yard, voice hoarse. Snow, please come back." No soft meow, no tiny pause, only emptiness. I dropped to my knees in the grass, clutching my chest like I could hold myself together if I pressed hard enough. My voice was barely a whisper. Why her?" A door creaked open behind me. Mrs. Harper's voice floated out, calm, cruel. "Go home, it's just a cat." I spun, rage flashing through my tears. "She's not just a cat. She's my family." Her smile never faltered. "Family?" "Don't be ridiculous." The door clicked shut again. My body shook. I wanted to smash the glass, tear the house apart, demand Snow back. But my hands hung useless at my sides. My chest heaved, but my voice broke down into sobs I couldn't stop. The street was empty. The world kept moving, and I was left alone, kneeling in the grass, screaming at the dark sky. Snow! But only the silence answered. And in that silence, I knew I had lost her, but neighbors never failed to break the peace. "Beautiful cat you got there," Mr. Harper had said one afternoon, leaning over the fence with that too-wide grin. His wife, Mrs. Harper, hovered behind him, eyes fixed on Snow. I forced a smile. "Yeah, she's mine." "She looks rare," Mrs. Harper added, voice low but sharp. "What breed?" "I don't know," I admitted. "Found her near the old park. She was alone." They exchanged a look I didn't like. Mr. Harper chuckled. "Lucky find. Cats like that can be worth something." "She's not worth anything," I snapped before I could stop myself. "She's family." Mrs. Harper tilted her head. "Family? To you?" "Yeah, to me." My voice came out flat, but I tightened my arms around Snow. She nuzzled into me as if she knew. Later, when I told Snow about it, I shook my head. "Can you believe them? Acting like you're some shiny object for sale." Snow licked my finger and meowed softly. "You're not rare," I said. "You're just mine." Nights carried me back to peace. I'd lie on the couch, Snow sprawled across my lap. "You make silence feel alive," I whispered. "I don't even need music when you're here." Her tail flicked and I laughed. "Okay, maybe a little music. Sometimes I imagined a bigger life. Friends, noise, maybe love." But then I looked at her. "What if they all leave?" I'd ask. "At least you won't," she answered with her steady purr, like a heartbeat against my palm. The Harpers never stayed far. One evening, as I watered the plants near the porch, Mr. Harper called, "She let you sleep at all? Kittens can be trouble." "Not Snow," I said quickly. "She's perfect," he smirked. "Don't get too attached. Pets don't last forever." The words cut more than I wanted to show. Snow leapt onto the railing, and Mrs. Harper's eyes followed her every movement. "She really is striking," she said. "Almost wasted on a place like this," I bristled. "She's not wasted. She's happy." "Of course," Mrs. Harper replied, but the curve of her lips didn't match her tone. Inside, I muttered to Snow, "I don't like them. Something about the way they look at you." She rubbed her face against mine, and I breathed out, calmer. "Doesn't matter. They can look all they want. You're mine." Days blurred into routine. Work, home, Snow. People asked why I never dated, why I never hung out more. I never told them the truth. I didn't trust people to stay. But Snow stayed. "You're all I need," I whispered on another quiet night. She batted playfully at my hand, tiny claws snagging my sleeve. I laughed until my eyes watered. When loneliness clawed at me, I'd press my forehead to hers. "You're enough," I said. More than enough. The Harpers' interest didn't fade. One Saturday, Mrs. Harper stopped me in the driveway. "If you ever think about rehoming her, let us know." "I'm not," I shot back instantly. Her smile didn't waver. "Just saying, we'd take good care of her." I didn't answer. I just held Snow tighter. That night, I whispered into her fur, "They don't get it. They think you're just a pet. They don't know what you mean to me." Snow's steady purring drowned out the echo of Mrs. Harper's words. I let myself believe nothing could break us. I let myself believe that love, pure, simple love between me and this small creature, was untouchable. Even when shadows stirred in the back of my mind, warning me, I pushed them away. "Don't worry," I told Snow softly. "We're safe." And in her eyes, glowing like silver moons, I found my fragile peace. I woke to silence and the echo of a soft meow that wasn't there. "Snow?" I whispered, feeling foolish. The pillow was empty. The ache hit like a hollow drum. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. I couldn't answer when everyone asked me to be okay. Maya came in without knocking. "You look wrecked," she said, dropping her bag. "I'm wrecked," I said. She sat. "Talk." "I can't stop picturing her," I said. Her little paws, the way she curled on my chest. "It's like someone pulled a part of me out." Maya's face softened. "I'm sorry. I wish I could fix it." "Sorry won't fix a stolen life," I said. "They took her like she was nothing." "Who?" Maya asked. "The Harpers," I spat. "They lied," I begged. "They shut the door." Maya's jaw hardened. "They're garbage. You did what you could." "I should have watched her better," I said. I keep thinking of 1,000 things I could have done. Maya shook her head. Stop blaming yourself. You loved her. That's what mattered. Love didn't stop them, I said. Then let love keep you alive, she said. Eat, get out. Don't vanish. I can't eat, I said. I don't want to see people. Then start small, Maya said. Drink, sit outside. Let air in. She made soup and forced it on me. Eat, she ordered. I did. The warmth steadied my hands. Tell me something silly about her, Maya said. She attacked light, I said. She'd pounce at sunbeams like they were toys. She slept with her foot in the air like she was doing yoga. Maya laughed. That's adorable. Keep those. Later, Daniel texted me, practice tonight? Who's Daniel? Maya asked. A classmate. He plays guitar. I hesitated. He invited me. Go, Maya said. Music might help. I went because there was nothing else. The garage smelled like oil and old coffee. Daniel nodded when I walked in. You made it. Barely, I said. He didn't pry. He set a pick in my hand. Play, he said. I can't focus, I admitted. All I picture is empty pause. Play the emptiness, he said. Make it sound honest, so I played. My fingers found a raw chord. Daniel listened. That's deep, he said quietly. Deep doesn't bring her back, I said. No, he agreed. But it stops you from drowning. Between songs we talked. Do you think people just take things because they can? I asked. Sometimes, he said. But you can build what they broke. Not replace, but make something new. It won't bring snow back, I said. Maybe not, he said. But you can make room for life again. On my walk home, I told Maya about practice. He thinks music helps, I said. He's right about routine, she said. You need structure. I feel wrong laughing, I said. Like I'm betraying her. Living isn't betraying, she said. It's honoring. That night I woke from dreams of pause. I pressed my hand to the empty pillow and whispered, I miss you. For a second, my chest felt warmer, like a ghost had answered. The next day, Daniel stayed after practice. You sounded different, he said as we packed. Different how? I asked. Less broken, he said. More like you remembered who you are. Maybe I did, I said. Or I'm just tired of the ache. Good, he said. Tired of hurting means you want to rebuild. Rebuild what? I asked. Anything, he said. Start with a song. Then a small walk. Then one plan. Maya arrived and folded a towel. Plan? Daniel says rebuild, I said. Fine, Maya said. List, food, sleep, practice, one walk, talk to someone. Small wins. That's boring, I muttered. Chores keep you breathing, she said. Breathing keeps you alive. We stared at the sky. Do you hate them? Maya asked. Sometimes, I admitted. Mostly I'm empty. Empty is okay, she said. It means you're not broken beyond repair. I keep thinking of her little face, I said. How she would curl when I read. Then read again, Maya said. Keep the memory alive, but don't let it be the only thing. That night I sat with the guitar. The first chord was raw and clumsy, but it was mine. Daniel texted, Bring it tomorrow. I typed, Okay. Writing felt like a small promise. Snow wouldn't come back, I knew that. But music and small routines could be bridges. Maybe not to the past, but to a next day. I whispered into the quiet. We'll try. And my fingers kept moving across the strings until the room felt less empty. Maya squeezed my hand and said, One day at a time. I nodded, tasting new resolve like a bitter, welcome medicine. Quietly already there, I never expected my steps to lead me here. The small shelter on the edge of town smelled of hay and something raw, almost wild. I hesitated at the gate until a man with graying hair waved me in. You lost? He asked, wiping his hands on a rag. No, I said, though my voice wavered. I heard you. You work with animals? Rescue mostly, he replied. Grant's the name. People bring me the broken ones. The ones no one else wants? Why? I asked. Because someone has to, he said simply. His eyes studied me. And you? You look like someone who lost something. My chest tightened. I did, my kitten. She was everything. Grant's expression softened. I can't give you her back. But there's something I think you should see. He led me past cages and pens until a low growl froze me. In the corner was a crate, and inside it, golden eyes. A tiny lion cub pressed against the bars, trembling yet fierce, my breath caught. A lion? Confiscated from smugglers, Grant said. Mother killed. The others didn't make it. He's alone. The cub's eyes locked with mine. Something inside me shifted, heavy and sharp. He's just a baby, I whispered. That's what makes him dangerous, Grant replied. He's wild. He'll never be tame. Raising him is no small thing. The cub let out a weak roar, and I flinched. Then slowly I knelt. What happens to him if no one takes him? Grant hesitated. Sanctuary, maybe, or nothing good. Then let me, I said before I could stop myself. Let me take him. You? Grant raised a brow. You don't look like someone who knows what they're signing up for. I don't, I admitted. But I know what it feels like to lose everything. And I won't let him go through that too. For a long moment, Grant was silent. Finally, he nodded. You'll need formula, bottles, patience. He'll fight you. He'll bite. He'll break things. But if you're serious, I'll trust you. I'm serious, I said, eyes fixed on the cub. I need him as much as he needs me. Grant opened the crate and the cub stumbled into my arms. His claws scratched, his teeth grazed my skin, but I held on. Easy, I whispered. I've got you. That night was chaos. The cub cried, clawed, refused the bottle. I sat on the floor, hands trembling. Drink, Ash, I murmured, naming him on instinct. You're Ash. You'll rise from this, and so will I. His golden eyes blinked at me. Finally, he drank. Relief flooded me, and I almost cried. Days blurred into nights. You're stubborn, I told him when he clawed at the couch. You're hungry, I said as I warmed another bottle at 3 a.m. You're strong, I whispered when his roar startled me awake. Maya visited once and stopped dead at the door. You're kidding me, she gasped. That's a lion. His name is Ash, I said firmly. Her eyes widened. You can't be serious. I've never been more serious, I said. He needs me, and I need him. She stared, then sighed. You're insane, but I see it. He's healing you, isn't he? I stroked Ash's fur, the soft cub coat hiding the strength beneath. Every time he fights, I fight too. Daniel came by with a guitar slung over his back. He froze at the sight of Ash pouncing on a pillow. Daniel said. That's not a cat. No, I said, smiling faintly. He's bigger, stronger, Daniel whistled low. Man, if anyone can raise a lion, it's you. Just don't let him eat me. Ash clawed his shoe, and Daniel laughed nervously. Through scratches, torn clothes, and sleepless nights, Ash grew. I grew with him. His tiny roars became stronger, his leaps higher, and with every day my chest felt less hollow. You're my purpose now, I whispered one night as Ash curled beside me, his warmth steady against my arm. They took Snow, but fate gave me you. The anger that once consumed me turned into something sharper. Not just rage, resolve. Ash was no longer just a cub. He was a mirror, wild and wounded, yet unbroken. When Grant visited, he eyed the bond forming. You've done better than I expected, he admitted. He's family, I said simply. Grant nodded slowly. Then raise him well. He'll grow into what you make him, and maybe so will you. I looked at Ash, his golden eyes glowing in the dim light. My heart no longer felt empty. The kitten was stolen, but in her place stood a lion, my lion, and with every breath, every heartbeat, I knew I wasn't broken anymore. Ash's paws hit the ground with a thud as he circled me in the yard. His roar, deeper now, echoed through the evening air. Good boy, I said, holding out the rope toy. He lunged, teeth sinking in, shaking it like it was prey. His strength jolted my arms, but I laughed. You're not that tiny cub anymore, huh? A voice startled me. He's incredible, I turned. A girl stood by the fence, her long hair brushing her shoulders. She smiled carefully, not afraid but curious. Sorry, she added quickly. I didn't mean to scare you, I just couldn't help watching. It's fine, I said, catching my breath. His name's Ash. She leaned closer. I've never seen anything like him. You're not afraid? All the time, I admitted. But fear keeps me sharp. And he trusts me. Her smile widened. I'm Lena. I live down the street. If you ever need help, I don't know. With training or food, I'd be glad. You'd really help raise a lion? I asked, half teasing. She shrugged. He's not just a lion. He's yours. I can see it in the way he looks at you. Ash pressed against my leg, golden eyes fixed on her. I stroked his mane, small but growing. Thanks, Lena. Maybe I'll take you up on that. That night, as Ash curled beside me, I thought about her words. Not just a lion. She was right. He was more. My family, my weapon, my proof that I wasn't broken anymore. Days passed. The Harpers' voices leaked through the fence more often. You spent it all, didn't you? Mrs. Harper snapped one evening. It's your fault, Mr. Harper barked back. You wanted more than we could handle. Their voices cracked with bitterness. I leaned against my window, listening. Cracks in the mask. Later, I saw them in the yard. Their smiles, once smug, were stiff now. Mrs. Harper's eyes darted toward me, toward Ash pacing by my side. Evening, I called, my voice calm. Mr. Harper forced a grin. Evening, Ash growled low. I didn't stop him. Their faces paled, and I walked on without another word. Silence cut sharper than any shout. Training became ritual. Come on, Ash, I said, jogging with him on the chain. He matched my pace, muscles rippling beneath his golden coat. You're serious about this, Lena remarked one afternoon, holding out water. I have to be, I replied. He's growing fast. If I don't stay strong, he'll outgrow me. She nodded, studying me. But it's not just training him, is it? You're training yourself. Her words struck deep. I swallowed. Maybe I lost something I loved. Now, I'm not losing again. She reached out, brushing my arm lightly. You don't have to carry all that alone. I looked away, focusing on Ash tugging the rope. I'm not alone. Not anymore. Rumors spread faster than I expected. A cashier at the store leaned over and whispered, You live near the Harpers, right? Heard they're drowning in debt. Another voice at the cafe. Fighting every night, I swear. Whole street hears it. I listened, but said nothing. I didn't need to spread their downfall. Karma was already working. One evening, I caught them watching me. I was in the yard, Ash's chain in hand, his roar shaking the air. Their curtains twitched, their faces pale. I smirked. See them, Ash? I whispered. They see you now. They see what I've become. Maya visited with groceries. She froze when Ash barreled into the yard, nearly knocking me over. You're insane, she muttered, arms crossed. Do you even hear yourself? You're raising a predator. I'm raising family, I said firmly. Her eyes softened, though her tone stayed sharp. He's giving you strength, I get it. But promise me you won't lose yourself chasing revenge. I met her gaze. I don't need to chase it. Karma's already here. That night, Lena sat on the porch as Ash curled at our feet. Why don't you just confront them? She asked quietly. Because they'd deny it, I said. They'd lie, like always. My silence makes them wonder, makes them afraid. And fear eats faster than words. She studied me, thoughtful. So this is your weapon? Letting them destroy themselves while you rise? I looked at Ash, his mane brushing my arm as he breathed steady and strong. Exactly. Weeks passed, and Ash grew into something magnificent. His roar shook the neighborhood now, echoing into the Harpers' house. I saw their curtains twitch every time. One evening, as I walked Ash past their yard, Mrs. Harper whispered harshly to her husband, I can't live like this anymore. Mr. Harper's face was pale. Shut up. Just shut up. I met his eyes, said nothing, and walked on. My silence was the loudest answer. That night, Lena looked at me under the porch light. You've changed, she said. How so? You used to look broken. Now, you look untouchable. I didn't smile, but I felt something stir. Peace, maybe. That's because I am. They can't take anything from me now. Not anymore. Ash's roar rumbled through the night, and I knew she was right. I was walking Ash along the street when a voice cut through the air. Hey! I turned. Ryan Harper stormed toward me, fists clenched. His face was red, veins bulging. You think you're clever, don't you? He spat. Parading that beast around, scaring my parents half to death. I kept my grip on Ash's chain steady. I don't scare them. Their own guilt does. Ryan's eyes darted to Ash, who growled low. You're insane! Everyone knows it. You think raising a lion makes you strong? You're pathetic! I tilted my head. Then why are you shaking? He stepped closer, chest puffed. Because you ruined everything. My family's name, our peace, I cut him off. I didn't touch your family. They broke themselves. His fists trembled. He looked like he wanted to swing, but couldn't. Ash's golden eyes locked on him, daring him. Ryan's bravado cracked. Shut that monster up, he shouted. You think you're untouchable, but you're not. Ash let out a sharp roar, and Ryan stumbled back, pale. He cursed under his breath and fled into the house. Minutes later, the door opened again. This time it wasn't Ryan. Emily Harper stepped out, her eyes red and swollen. Wait, she called softly. Please, don't go. I stopped but said nothing. She walked closer, wringing her hands. I can't keep this inside anymore, Ash growled, but I hushed him. What do you want, Emily? Her lips trembled. It was us. My parents, they took your kitten. I froze. Even though I'd known hearing it aloud was different, she went on, voice cracking. They thought Snow was valuable. They wanted to sell her, but she got sick. She died. I didn't stop them. I didn't protect her. I'm so sorry. The world went quiet. My chest tightened until I thought it might split. So Snow's gone, I whispered. Emily's tears spilled over. Yes, I swear I wanted to tell you sooner, but I was scared. My family— Your family killed her, I said flatly. She shook her head violently. No, it wasn't like that. We didn't mean— You took her, you lied. You let her die. My voice was calm, too calm. Her knees buckled and she dropped to the ground, sobbing. I can't live with it anymore. Every night I hear her crying in my head. Please believe me. I stared down at her, my heart hollow. Once I would have screamed. Once I would have begged. Not now. You want forgiveness? I asked. She nodded desperately. Yes. Anything. Then forgive yourself. I don't have it to give. Her sobs filled the street. Ash leaned against me, warm and steady. The door slammed again. Ryan reappeared, shouting, Emily, get inside. She shook her head. No, I told him. I told him the truth. Ryan's face twisted with rage. You idiot! Do you know what you've done? I stepped forward, Ash pacing at my side. She told me what I already knew. Your parents killed Snow, you covered it up, and now you're falling apart. Ryan glared, chest heaving. You think you're better than us? You think your silence makes you powerful? I met his eyes, steady. No, your lies make you weak. For a moment, he looked like he'd break down too. But instead, he grabbed Emily's arm and dragged her inside. Her cries echoed until the door slammed shut. I stood there in the silence, my heart heavy. Snow was gone forever. No revenge, no justice could bring her back. But I didn't crumble. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. Ash brushed his head against my arm, and I breathed deep. The Harpers had cracked. Not because I struck them, but because their greed and guilt rotted them from within, and I was still standing. Ash's roar rolled through the night like thunder, shaking the air, shaking me. I stood taller than I ever had before. His mane was full now, his body massive, but it was his eyes, the same golden fire I carried inside, that gave me strength. The Harpers' porch light flicked on. Their door opened slowly, creaking like it carried the weight of their sins. Mr. Harper stepped out first, his voice shaky. Listen, we need to talk. I kept one hand on Ash's chain, though I didn't need it anymore. Talk, I said. Mrs. Harper peeked out behind him, wringing her hands. We didn't mean for it to go this far. We've suffered enough already. Can't we put this behind us? Ash growled low, the sound vibrating against my chest. I didn't answer. Ryan burst out next, anger spilling from him. This is your fault! You've been tormenting us, showing off that beast, poisoning the neighborhood against us. I looked at him coldly. You think I ruined you? No, you ruined yourselves. Emily came last. Her voice was cracked, desperate. Please, I've said I'm sorry. Snow didn't deserve what happened, I know that. But we're human. We made mistakes. I tightened my jaw. Snow wasn't a mistake. She was my world. Mr. Harper raised his hands as if to calm me. You have no idea the pressure we've been under. Money problems, debts. Your kitten was an opportunity. You thought wrong, I cut in, sharp. And she paid the price for your greed. Silence fell. Ash roared again, louder this time, the sound echoing down the street. The Harpers flinched, clutching at each other. Mrs. Harper whispered, "We're begging you. Don't destroy us." I let the silence stretch until it burned. Finally, I said, "I don't need to destroy you." "You've done it yourselves," Emily sobbed, stepping forward. Then forgive us, please." I met her eyes. Forgiveness would make what you did small. But it wasn't small. It broke me. It killed her. Forgiveness would let you breathe easy, and you don't deserve that. Her tears streamed down, her shoulders collapsing. Ryan cursed under his breath, kicking at the ground. "You're pathetic. Hiding behind an animal." Ash took a single step forward, his massive paw hitting the ground with a thud. Ryan stumbled back instantly, color draining from his face. "Pathetic?" I said quietly. "Look at yourself." No one spoke after that. Their house loomed behind them, cracked paint, dim lights, a shadow of the pride they once carried. I straightened, feeling Ash's presence beside me like armor. "I'm done here. You'll live with what you did. And every time you hear him roar, you'll remember what you stole from me." Ash roared one final time, the sound splitting the night. Windows rattled. Dogs barked in the distance. The Harpers shook, clinging to each other. I turned away, gripping Ash's chain loosely. His golden eyes caught the porch light, reflecting back at them. Mine did too. I didn't look back. Not once. Their voices followed me, broken apologies, curses, whispers. But I was already gone. For the first time, I wasn't the broken one. The night was quiet except for the soft crackle of the fire. Ash lay beside me, his massive head resting on his paws, golden eyes watching the flames. Maya, Daniel, and Lena sat close, their laughter gentle, their voices steady. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't surrounded by silence. Maya nudged me. "You're smiling? Haven't seen that in a while?" I let out a small laugh. "Maybe I finally remembered how." Daniel leaned forward, poking the fire with a stick. "It's more than that. You've changed. You're not the same guy I met months ago." "Not the broken one?" I asked. He shook his head. "No, stronger, sharper, alive." Lena tilted her head at me. "And dangerous," she teased, her eyes flicking to Ash. "But in the right way." Ash lifted his head at her words, rumbling a low sound like agreement. I stroked his mane. "He saved me as much as I saved him." Maya's voice softened. "Snow would have been proud of you." The name stung, but it didn't break me. "I still hear her sometimes," I admitted. "Her tiny paws on the floor, her purr at night. But instead of hurting, it pushes me forward." Lena whispered. "You carry her with you." "I do," I said firmly. They thought taking her would end me, but it didn't. It remade me. The fire popped. No one spoke for a moment. Then Daniel said, "The Harpers. They're done. Everyone sees them for what they are now. You didn't even have to lift a hand. Let them rot in their own ruin," I replied. My silence was louder than any scream I could have given. Maya looked at me with a proud smile. "You didn't just survive. You rose." I gazed into the fire, my reflection burning back at me. They lost me. "Not the other way around?" Ash stirred, letting out a roar that rolled into the night, fierce and commanding. It wasn't angry. It was alive, a sound of power. Lena shivered. "Every time he does that, I feel like the world is listening," I smiled. "It should. He's proof that I didn't just endure, I transformed." Maya leaned against me. "So what now? What's next for you? For us?" I glanced at each of them. Maya, my anchor. Daniel, my friend. Lena, a spark of something new. And Ash, my living shadow of strength. "Now," I whispered. "Now we live. Together." The firelight flickered across Ash's mane, and for a heartbeat, I saw Snow's small face there, her bright eyes full of trust. I closed mine and whispered her name into the night. "Snow." I made it. I grew. And I became something stronger. Ash's tail thumped once against the ground. I opened my eyes, feeling steady, unshaken. "They took my kitten," I said, my voice cutting through the night like a blade. I placed my hand on Ash's mane, his warmth grounding me, his strength echoing mine. but I raised a lion.